I'm in the kitchen now with Chef Dean Luttrell. Dean, welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
And we're going to talk about something a little different than we did last time you were here.
Right.
We're going to talk about a fraternal organization of chefs and foodies, a worldwide organization, des Chaînes des Rôtissiers.
Yes, it is. Chaînes des Rôtissiers. I'm actually the bailli of the Chaînes des Rôtissiers in Des Moines Bailliage.
And that's a big thing.
It's a big thing. I guess it's a big thing. What we do is we were started in the 13th century by King Louis the Ninth.
Wow.
And what it was is he started the trade guilds, and we take our customs from the goose and the pheasant guild. So if you look at our little logo, we have the threading needles or the larding needles from the goose and the guilds back then. And then in 1950, the organization actually started in Paris, France. And then we are just a bunch of food and wine lovers, and we get together and we have a foundation that we grant scholarships to young chefs and hospitality professionals, and we also do culinary competitions and sommelier competitions, and so we're just a bunch of food and wine lovers that like to get together and eat and drink wine and raise money for a good cause.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And so a lot of food professionals in this organization, although you don't have to be a food professional to be part of it.
No, yes. We have, like you said, your foodies, right? We have chefs, we have sommeliers, we have, all kinds of folks that are interested in the Chaîne.
So and you are, of course, involved in the organization here, but this is worldwide.
Right,
so,
all over the world. Our home
exciting.
Office is in Paris, France, actually. So yeah, so
Terrific.
we're all over the world, and there's every major city has a large bailliage. I think we have approximately 60 plus people in the Des Moines area that are members of the Chaîne.
Oh, very cool.
Yep.
Well, now our expectations are even higher. Why don't we get cooking?
All right, let's go.
All right, it's time to talk turkey.
Let's talk turkey, that's right.
What are we going to
You've been
make?
saving that one, right?
I have.
Today we're going to make a turkey roulade. So it's a turkey that's rolled with the stuffing in the middle, and then we're going to cut it. If it was Italian, roulade's a French word, okay? If it's Italian, we call it a bergeole, but...
So it's turkey stuffed with turkey.
Turkey stuffed with turkey,
Perfect.
right. All right, so we can take our turkey meat, throw it in the bowl. Take our onion, throw it in there.
All right, just some white onion.
Just some white onion, yes, ma'am. Spinach, I don't think I want to use all that spinach. I think I just want to use a portion of it.
All right.
Okay.
It's hard to go overboard with spinach in my book, but
Oh.
I trust you.
Okay, and then we're just going to use our utensils here, and we're going to mix all this up, all right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to cook it in this pan over there.
All right.
Yeah. All right, so we'll get that nice and cooked. Once that cooked, we're going to sit there and we're just going to let it cool. And we're going to go get our turkey, and we're going to start working on our turkey.
All right, so we'll just let that rest for a minute.
All right.
So we've got a good start on the filling. Now we're going to work on the outside of the roulade.
Right. So here we have a turkey. This turkey is a hen. We generally use hens because there's elongated breast muscle in it, so you get more white meat in a hen. What we're going to do is we're going to take the skin off of this turkey, and we're going to use that for the outside of our roll. Make sure you have a good sharp boning knife, and what we're going to do is just fillet the skin off this turkey. Just take the wing off here. And so now I'm going to take this breast off. Put that there. And so I have my assistant, Haley, is going to take this turkey out of my way. She's going to take all that. I'm going to keep me that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Haley.
All
We
right.
should all have an assistant like that. That's a great
Right.
idea for Thanksgiving Day, too.
All right, so I have my skin here, and I'm going to, okay. What we'll do is we'll pound our turkey breast out. We'll place it here, and then we'll put our stuffing in here once we finish it. And then we'll tie her up.
Awesome.
So we just pounded out this turkey breast nice and thin and placed it in the skin. The skin, again, is the outer casing, and we want that. We want that when we brown the skin and when it cooks, we get a lot of flavor from there. We get a lot of texture from there.
The yummiest part.
Oh yeah, it's the yummiest part. Can you do me a favor and mix the egg and the Parmesan cheese into our filling? Our filling
Okay.
should be nice and cool now.
Yes. And why am I putting an egg in here?
An egg is a binding agent. So when we roll this and cook it, the egg helps to keep everything together. And so this will be our filling for our roulade, our turkey roulade.
Mm-hmm.
Think you can help me out?
Oh,
We're going to
sure.
roll this and tie it.
All right, so this is a two-person job.
This is a two-person job. So I take this piece and I will carefully, I don't want to get the skin flapped into this portion.
Okay.
I just want to use the skin on the outside. Okay. So then we're just going to tie this off.
I feel like we're doing a surgery.
Yes, we are. Turkey surgery. All right. All right. So we got a nice little roulade here. So what we'll do is put a little bit of oil in that pan.
All right.
You have to use probably the biggest pan that you have for this because, you know, depending on how long this is, you
Great.
kind of do a...
Yep.
All right. Ooh.
Nice.
And you can use tongs. It's not getting hot enough for me to, you know, I can do it with my hands.
Yeah.
So if you're not comfortable with that, you can use tongs to turn it. I'm just getting a nice brown on the outside. I'm not cooking it all the way through by any means. We're just getting a nice brown.
All right, and you're gonna bake this off in the oven. What
Yes.
temperature?
I'm going to bake it at 300 degrees until it's golden brown on the outside and it's at least 165 degrees on the inside.
All right, our roulade is out of the oven. It looks amazing. It smells amazing.
Right.
Wow.
See how nice and crispy the
Yeah,
skin got?
perfect.
Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to cut the string off of it.
Okay.
You ready? Let's
Yes.
see how this goes.
All right. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous.
Yes, it turned
Wow.
out great, didn't it?
Perfect.
All right, let's cut some medallions off this and plate them up.
All right. And how many medallions would you serve one of your?
I could probably eat 3 or 4 of these.
Nice. And if you did the whole turkey, you could come up with.
Probably 30 medallions
All
out
right.
of this.
That's a good family meal. Oh, Dean, thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome.
All right, we've had the super fancy turkey roulade. Now
Yeah.
we're gonna go a little simpler. We're gonna make some turkey sliders.
Yeah, we're going to tone it down a little bit.
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
We're going to make some turkey sliders. This is one of the things that we do. I do this a lot at home. I grill them outside, or I do them at maybe a tailgate or something
Yeah,
like that. And
awesome.
we have several different ingredients and several different accompaniments that we'll put on each slider. We got some guacamole, caramelized onions. We got some turkey bacon.
Nice.
So,
But we got to start with the burgers, right?
yeah, we got to make the burgers first. So what I have here is about a half a pound of ground turkey, and it's a real simple recipe. I have a mixture here, salt, pepper, and garlic. And the way I make this is probably my go-to mixture for a lot of stuff. It's 2 parts salt to 1 part pepper to 1 part garlic. I always have this sitting on my counter at home. It has a great flavor. So 2 parts salt means if I have a cup of salt, I have half a cup of pepper, half a cup of garlic. Okay? So I take a little season that burger. I put a little cumin in there. I love cumin. I love the way cumin smells. And I put a little chili powder in there.
Nice.
Okay? And I'm just gonna mix all that up. That's it. That's all we're doing for the burgers. It's gonna have a lot of great flavor in there, and then our accompaniments with the burgers are gonna make it
Really set it off.
Okay, third burger, we're gonna do a little surprise. We're gonna put a little piece of smoked Gouda on the inside. And so what'll happen is as this thing cooks, this smoked Gouda will be oozing a little bit.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What a good idea.
And we'll put that in there. We're gonna let this brown on one side. Then after it's golden brown, we're gonna flip them over. But we need to make sure, since this is poultry, that we have to cook them to 165 degrees.
All right. All right, we've got our burgers made. They look fantastic. They smell amazing.
Good, good.
You know that one has the Gouda in it, I can tell.
You can tell, so I didn't surprise you? That's the secret ingredient.
I would be surprised at a tailgate.
Yes,
so let's put these together.
Okay, I need another plate.
Sure.
And then what I'll do is I'll take my bun. So our first one, we'll make a guacamole burger.
Nice.
So we'll do that. We just take a little scoop of our guac that we made.
Great thing is they're so small you don't have to choose just one, do you?
No, you can, you can have all 3, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And then our second burger, we're going to use our caramelized onions. I'm just going to use my gloved hands here. These are wonderful onions. We caramelized them in balsamic vinegar.
Oh,
so.
yum.
Okay. And then our last burger with our Gouda, put our Gouda burger there. We're gonna take our bacon, and we'll do something to that effect. So actually what I wanna do is
A little bit of lettuce.
a little bit of bib lettuce, butterhead bib lettuce.
Nice. And then what kind of condiments would you put out with them?
Oh,
They don't really need anything else.
no,
do
they don't. There's going to be a ton of flavor here. So if I was to put a condiment out, I'd put some sort of mustard or something. I definitely wouldn't do ketchup, that's for sure.
All right.
And then I have these little picks, you know.
Yeah, you can put them all together. Oh, Dean, that's fantastic. Now we need to have a party.
Let's do it. Let's wait till football season comes in.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.